Yandy Smith shook the internet with a surprise live stream that no one saw coming. She was crying, yelling, and accusing Erica Mena of doing the unthinkable, sleeping with her man, Mendeecees. When she said the words, "Erica slept with my man," the internet stopped. Thousands of people flooded the comments in shock. Mendeecees, sitting quietly beside her, suddenly stood up and walked off. The scream, Yandy's voice got louder, and chaos erupted online. Some thought it was staged for attention. Others believed it was real heartbreak playing out live. Sources close to them say it wasn't planned or scripted. It was raw emotion, real pain and betrayal. Yandy didn't hold anything back. She named names, claimed to have proof, and said she could never forgive either of them. Fans didn't know what to believe. Was this her truth, or a breakdown happening in front of everyone? Whatever it was, it became one of the wildest moments in love and hip-hop history. There was no warning about the live stream. No posts or stories hinted anything was wrong. Then suddenly, she was live. No makeup, red eyes, voice shaking. Her fans knew right away something wasn't right. And then came the shocker. "Erica slept with my man." She looked right into the camera, took a breath, and said it. That one sentence changed everything. People in the chat were stunned. Was she serious? Erica had just been on a few episodes with her. How could this happen? But Yandy didn't stop to let the shock settle. She kept going, voice breaking. She said she started noticing weird vibes between them. Looks, jokes, little moments that didn't sit well with her. At first, she brushed it off, telling herself not to be paranoid. "I'm not the jealous type," she said, wiping her face. But deep down, something felt wrong. As she kept talking, fans began recording the live, sharing it, and tagging gossip pages. The video started spreading before Mendeecees was even mentioned, but he was there, sitting silently, arms crossed, eyes down. Yandy turned to him, asking, "You just gonna sit there like it ain't true?" He said nothing. She laughed bitterly and said he told her it was a mistake, just one night. But to her, that night changed everything. People watching couldn't believe what they were hearing. Yandy said she found out after looking through his messages. Some deleted texts had been saved to his cloud. Among old photos and files, she found flirty messages from Erica. One message read, "You taste better than I remember." Her voice cracked as she read it, slapping her hand on the couch in frustration. Mendeecees shifted in his seat but still stayed silent. The comments were wild, with people demanding he say something. Some begged her to log off, but she wasn't stopping. Yandy said things had felt different ever since a group trip that never aired. She said the footage was cut because too much went down. "That's when everything changed," she said. Erica was being too friendly with him. At the time, she thought it was innocent, but now, looking back, it felt like signs were there. She recalled one night in particular. She had gone to bed early with a headache. Mendeecees stayed behind with the rest of the cast. "That's when it happened," she said quietly. The idea that they had hooked up during filming stunned everyone. Mendeecees finally spoke, saying he didn't even remember most of that night. Yandy snapped, "How convenient. You don't remember, but she does. She remembers everything, even the position y'all were in." He rubbed his forehead, clearly uncomfortable. As fans kept tagging Erica in the comments demanding answers, Yandy, through tears, said she felt betrayed. "I defended you. I defended both of y'all." She admitted people had warned her for months, but she didn't believe them. "Not Erica," she had said. "She's married, she's got her own drama." But now, she realized she had been wrong. Then she tried to show proof. She held up her phone to show screenshots but dropped it in frustration. Mendeecees moved like he might help, but she shoved his hand away. "Don't touch me," she snapped. That's when he stood up, looked at her, then at the camera, and without a word, walked off screen. The soft sound of the door closing behind him hit hard. Yandy sat there stunned, hands shaking, mouth slightly open. "Wow," she whispered. "So that's it? You just leave like you did nothing?" Comments poured in, some urging her to end the live, others telling her to keep talking. And she leaned back and took a breath. "I gave this man everything. I stood by him when he was locked up. I raised his kids. I fought for our family. And this is how he repays me?" Her voice broke again. "With Erica Mena, someone who doesn't even have her own life together." She covered her face for a moment, then looked up again, more serious now. "Y'all deserve to know who these people really are." Just then, her phone buzzed. A text. She glanced at it and scoffed. "Oh, now she wanted to text me?" she said. "Too late for that. The world's hearing it now." Yandy picked up her phone and read the message. Erica had apologized, said she didn't mean for it to happen. "Girl," Yandy said, "you don't just fall into someone's man. You made a choice." Fans were eating it up. It was chaotic and raw, spreading fast across blogs, Reddit, and social media. But in that moment, Yandy didn't care about any of that. She was just letting everything out. Her voice softened as she spoke directly to Erica. "I let you played with my kids, smiled in my face. And all the while, you were creeping behind my back." She wiped her tears again. "I should have known. The minute she started calling him bro all the time, Like we don't know what that fake sister act means. Her heartbreak was now turning into anger, and people couldn't stop watching. She said she didn't want to believe it. For weeks, she blamed herself. Maybe she wasn't loving enough. Maybe she was too busy with work. But now, the truth hit her hard, and it was tearing her apart. In the background, you could hear a car starting. Mendeecees wasn't just leaving the room, he was leaving the house. Yandy paused for a moment and laughed bitterly. He running, just like always. Can't face the truth. After a long pause, she said, I'm doing this because I'm tired of protecting people who wouldn't even care if I was on fire. The live kept rolling, dragging everyone deeper into what felt like the most personal public meltdown ever aired. But the real shock hadn't even hit yet. Just as the comments kept coming in, some showing support, others full of confusion, Yandy froze. She wasn't reading them anymore. Her face went blank, like she was in her own head, thinking about something worse. And then, right as the silence grew heavier, Yandy took a deep breath, looked straight into the camera and said, "This isn't about clout or views. It's about respect." Her voice softened as she added, "And I lost mine trying to protect a man who never stood by me." Suddenly, keys jingled at the front door. Yandy froze, her jaw clenched. She turned her head toward the noise and said firmly, "If that's him, he better be ready to explain himself. Because now everyone's watching." The camera kept rolling. The tension was thick. Then the screen went black for a moment before the live resumed, just in time for the next scene. The camera adjusted and showed Yandy walking toward the door, tense and ready. The keys jingled again. The knob turned slowly. When the door opened, it was Mendeecees. He stepped in like he already knew a storm was waiting. His eyes met the camera. For a second, he looked like he might turn around and walk away. But Yandy wasn't giving him that option. "You really have the nerve to show up right now?" she snapped. He lifted a hand, trying to calm things down, but she shut him down. "Don't even try. The whole internet saw what you did. If you think you're just going to act like nothing happened, you're out of your mind." He looked exhausted, worn down by lies he couldn't carry anymore. "Yandy, please," he said. "Can we talk? Not like this. Not in front of everyone." She laughed, bitter and loud. "Now you care who's watching? You should have cared before you disrespected me in front of the entire world." He took a step toward her, but she backed up and pointed at the camera. "No, you're going to talk right here. Let them see the real you." Mendeecees looked at the camera, then at her. He rubbed his face, defeated. "You want the truth?" he said. "Fine, I messed up. Bad. But it's not what you think. Erica came on to me. She knew we were having issues and used that." Yandy crossed her arms. "Don't act like a victim. You're a grown man. You could have walked away." He nodded slowly. "You're right, I was weak. I didn't think about how it would affect us. I felt like you weren't there for me anymore." Her face dropped. "Excuse me?" Her voice cracked. "I gave everything to you. My peace, my name, my time, and now you want to blame me?" Ixer didn't reply. The silence said enough. Yandy stepped back. "What hurts the most isn't even the cheating. It's the betrayal. You let someone I trusted into our space, and you stood there while she mocked me, while I was out here defending you to the world." He looked down. "I know, and I hate myself for it. I thought it could stay buried, but now it's out. And I know I don't deserve forgiveness." Her eyes filled with emotion. "You're right, you don't." She turned to the camera. "You all heard it. He just admitted to throwing away our marriage for a little attention. And he still doesn't understand why it hurts." He stepped closer, desperate now. "I do. I swear I do. I know I broke you. I broke us." He reached for her hand, but she pulled away. The air felt heavy, and even the live chat was overwhelmed. Some begged Yandy to leave. Others asked her to forgive him. She had already made her decision. "I want you out," she said. "What?" He blinked. "I said get out. Take your stuff. Go wherever, but not here. Not now. Not ever." He didn't fight. He just stood there, frozen. Then he nodded. "If that's what you want," he said quietly. He walked toward the bedroom to pack. Yandy dropped onto the couch, trying to breathe. The camera stayed on her. Then her phone rang. She looked down. Erica, a video call. She hesitated, then answered. Erica's smug face filled the screen. "You look tired," she said with a smirk. "You really want to do this right now?" Yandy asked. "You started it when you put my name out there," Erica shot back. "Don't get mad when I clap back." Yandy shook her head. "You think this is a joke? You destroyed a family?" Erica shrugged. "If he was really happy, nothing I did would have mattered. Blame him, not me." "Oh, I blame you both," Yandy said through clenched teeth. "You knew what you were doing, and you're going to answer for it." Erica rolled her eyes. "Please, you think you're the first woman to get cheated on? Grow up." The call ended. Yandy sat, hands shaking, and turned back to the camera. She thinks she's untouchable, but she's not. Behind her, Mendeecees reappeared with a small bag. His eyes were red, but he didn't cry. The door closed, and something inside Yandy closed with it. She sat there, quiet, until finally saying, "I'm done protecting people who wouldn't even cross the street for me." She ended the live, but the internet didn't stop. Clips were everywhere. Memes, reactions, debates. Team Yandy. Team Mendeecees. Team Erica. But behind the noise was just Yandy, sitting alone in a house that suddenly didn't feel like home. She looked at the photos, the memories, the promises. How did it come to this? Her phone buzzed. Not Erica, not Mendeecees. Her lawyer. She stared at the screen and said, "Let's talk options." And just like that, a new chapter began. One even she wasn't ready for. Subscribe for more.